Yo, speaking business, better mind your own. Talking loud, then rewind your tone. Futuristic been setting trends. You late, you probably got a house phone. Nerd rap with the money trap. Put the whole city on my back. Take a lot of cats around the world. If you act up, you ain't coming back. Yo, you don't want no beef with Fiki. Spit it, I'm spraying graffiti.
Wash and Go, supporting Blood Brothers.
Get all your football news as it breaks with Football Flash.
Hello and welcome to FanPark Live. Arsenal 3, Burnley 1. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang with 2 more goals in the English Premier League. He is on absolute fire. Arsenal get back to winning ways. 0203 606 0315. We want your views and opinions on the game and the big question today. Right now, is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang the very best striker in the English Premier League? We want to hear your views on it right now. You did just see his hand come across the screen like E.T. We are joined in the studio by Have Hope. He is back by popular demand, and of course the main man, Gooner, resident Gooner, Adam Charles in the studio. What's happening, brother?
Can I just say a very Merry Christmas to
Yes,
both
I'm
of you
good.
guys.
Thank you.
Happy holidays, and I hope, it is always a pleasure for me to be in the same room as you two
presence of
legendary
greatness,
people. You know.
Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that, brother. Merry Christmas to you as well.
That's right.
Have
I'm gonna buy you some glasses for Christmas.
Nah, man, this is cool, man. Actually, I am getting some new shades this Christmas, so
Shit.
I will debut them in 2019. And also, my nickname now is 2919. I wanna. That's my new name.
What's your nickname?
2019.
So you
no,
Have Hope.
no. You can either call me Double H or 2919. Choose.
What about and
Choose.
Why would I call you what year it is?
Because that's what I'm on psychologically, mentally. It's what I'm on.
mate,
Pierre-Emerick. What's up? Yeah, you're right. I've changed. I've
Bruv,
changed.
you are weird.
You are the weirdest guy.
You are like legit
It's
weird.
like, for all the haters out there, I'm gonna get worse. So sorry.
Is it like their hate feeds you? Is that what it comes down to?
100%.
Fair enough. I get that. I need to wait for Abs to get back into the room because I've got to shout the immortal words of. I'm gonna call you Javern just for the sake of it. But Javern, can you what's that, mate?
He said it was already recorded.
Oh, it's already recording. He remembered.
Oh,
See, this is what I love about Abs. Abs remembers this stuff. Listen, we are yeah. So keep capturing. Well, we're going to jump. We're going to take some calls in a moment on this. We're going to speak about the Aubameyang situation. But I want to throw it to yourself first, Adam. Review it for me. How happy were you with that performance? Do you think Arsenal were good across the board today?
Be truthful.
One game unbeaten. New run for you. Starts today.
Whoa. Let's
review that match for us, bro.
Let's get all of that out the way. We won the game. That's the most important thing. We scored 3 goals. Unfortunately, we did not keep a clean sheet.
Who scored the third goal?
Who scored the third goal even? His name is Alex Iwobi.
Is it the Ghanaian Messi?
Yeah, and he was the Somalian Messi. He was offside. So what? But I'm not going to slate my own player.
Yeah, that's what I'm
saying.
saying.
It was well taken.
Player, man. What the hell?
But he was offside. Let's be honest. He was offside. Anyway, I'm not going to slate my own player. It's good that we got back to winning ways after losing to Southampton and then losing to Tottenham in the week as well. But there's a couple of performances that were excellent today. Socrates.
Class.
Quality. Aubameyang. Class. Quality. Iwobi when he came on. Torreira in that little cameo he had as well was excellent. The team is there. There's makings of a good team in there. We're just not quite as close to these other teams that are above us.
2019.
This guy taking his notes in his pink
2019. You're like, is this guy that thinks he's like Diddy? Just going to change his name every few years. Yeah.
I like it.
New wave, man. New wave. New
Okay,
sauce.
so 2019.
Yeah, what's up?
Tell us about Arsenal's performance today. Were they really good, or were Burnley just as terrible as they have been this season?
I think, it's very hard to really judge how good Arsenal are, because I think for Burnley, they're a team who are definitely struggling to try and live up to the heights that they set for themselves last season. But still, again, you can only beat what is in front of you. And I think Arsenal did enough at specific times to pretty much get the win. So I just think, look, man, for us, for Emery, it is still a team in transition. He's overachieved already. Like, I didn't think that they'll win all this kind of games. So when people were already panicking by, I think, the losses that they had, I was like, well, guys, chill, relax. Remember, Emery is a flop league-wise. He is a good cop manager. He underachieved at Sevilla. So it's just going to take some time before, like, once Emery has his sum and everything, then you're going to really see his team fully. So I just think for Arsenal, did enough. Aubameyang, perhaps best striker in the Premier League.
Yeah, we'll jump onto that debate in a moment. Let's take keep this capture running, and let's put a few calls through to see what the Gooners think of their performance. See what these Gooners make of it. In your opinion,
keep those notes.
Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name?
Speak.
Andy, mate.
Hello, Andy. You a Gooner?
Yes, I am. Mate.
Good. What did you make of your display today?
I thought it was decent. I mean, you can obviously tell there's a lot of gaps in our team. I thought it's just a standard performance now, isn't it? And at home, I'd say we got a bit lucky there as well. I mean, we were there for the taking. It's not like we kind of dominated them or anything, but it's 3-1 result. I guess we just keep going and start this new unbeaten record now.
Are you still enthused with what Unai Emery has done? Have you seen a clear progression yourself in Arsenal this season?
Yeah. I have. Obviously, everyone's definitely got to kick up the arse with the whole team morale situation. Obviously, we were a bit stale last year. I can definitely see improvement. It's just that we just need that, those reinforcements. And I don't know why we always keep getting injured. I don't know what it is. But yeah, obviously you can't blame the guy for it. He's inherited this team, and he's doing what he can. And I don't understand why people have started criticising him.
Who's getting criticised? Emery.
You know what I mean?
Say that again, sorry. Am I out of touch? Who's criticising Emery?
No, you know what? I saw it on Twitter. I don't know if people are trolling. But
get off Twitter, man. Twitter is a virus.
Yeah, I know. Like, people, because obviously Jacko was in defence for the last 2 games, right?
Obviously, yeah.
Prior to this one, they were like, "Oh, why is he in defence?" It's like, bro, we don't have anyone else. What do you want to do? Like, seriously, what do you want to do? So I personally think, it's good. We're doing well. I'm so happy January's around the corner. We need to get those reinforcements in, man.
Do you know what I think comes down to?
Yeah.
Some people say don't listen to people on Twitter. I tend to listen to it a lot in terms of, I think that fans have always been like this. I don't think this is a new age phenomenon of people wanting instant gratification. And some fans that support big clubs have this. They're only happy if you're winning and playing brilliantly. They don't think they understand the nuance of football, that it takes time to develop. That most teams that win titles will have a handful of games where they play awfully and they scrape results. This is renowned from without football. All they're kind of like fair weather fans. They're only happy if they're winning 4 or 5-0 and they're smashing teams and everybody's on fire. And even then, they'll find the one player that didn't have a great game to kind of to point out. Twitter just gives these people a voice and somewhere to, back in the day, these guys got laughed at school and the blokes in the pub told them to shut their mouths because they were chatting nonsense. I think that's how I would make these people. Anyone who's having a go at Unai Emery for anything he has done thus far this season, I think is a fool. I think you're right, Adam. He's an absolute fool. Look, appreciate your call, mate. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, look, how much further just this season, when you look at things where you are now, halfway through the campaign?
That's right.
5th or 4th?
We are 5th.
Sitting 5th. Do you think that Arsenal are going to have enough firepower and enough quality to get them back into the top 4 this season?
They've got the firepower, man. Aubameyang and Lacazette is just about the defence, isn't it?
Yeah, we've definitely got firepower to do it. Aubameyang's top scorer right now, and I think Hope was right. We've got Lacazette, who's also one of the league's best strikers, but we are relying on the teams above us, namely Tottenham and Chelsea, to drop points. So we're relying on the other teams that they play. Probably Tottenham versus Chelsea will play a big part as well. Because we need to be getting into that top 4.
Cool.
And that's what we're relying on.
We'll take one more call on this match review before moving on to the Aubameyang subject. Just waiting for Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name?
Speak.
You alright, Mum? Hello? Oh, she got... That was the call. Cool.
Do you know what I ask? It's like, why, though? Why?
Why what?
Why? I mean, okay, what is the gratification of you picking up the phone and doing that? So, because basically, once you've now put down the phone, like, do you now jump up and down?
No,
do you now give, like, a high five to your mom or something?
I've done it. I've achieved what
Well, you've done what? I mean, what have you actually achieved by? I called up, I shouted really loud, and then
Cool. We have another fan who's going to come on and have a little chat with us now. Don't know who it is. Hopefully they'll speak. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name?
Speak.
Yo, my name's Mark.
Hey, Mac. How's it going, man?
Why you doing,
You
man?
right?
You cool?
Sorry?
Yeah,
Are you cool, Mac? How you doing? Are you cool?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm cool. I saw about 10 people out talking at the same time, man. Wow, chill.
What do you want to say, mate?
I just want to go speak about this. Who's the best striker in the league? And I think it's quite refreshing.
Listen. We'll jump onto that subject in a moment. We're just going to end what we're doing now. First of all, we'll get some. Abs, you got the guy's number? You got his number?
Yeah, I've got the number.
Yeah, no, we need your number, Mac.
Yeah. But I need. I can't say it out loud, can I? I need Abs to take the number down because we're not on that segment yet. We're taking.
About the game,
read out his
No,
number.
but he wants to talk about the Aubameyang thing. So
Read out his number on screen right now.
We've got your number. We'll call you back and get you on the air about this, mate. All right?
All right, mate.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
See ya.
Because I want to keep the segments clean, so we're not cross.
Organized. See?
2019.
2019.
We're going to do it. And
Organized,
stop shouting speak to people. Let them have an
Nah,
opportunity to speak
I
first.
keep doing it. I like
It's
it.
rude.
Speak.
It's rude. You never see me being rude to anyone.
Hey, don't even them.
There we go. Listen.
You know, you've made people cry.
Okay, so what we'll do, end this capture. Thank you all. By the way, we want your opinions on the game. Make sure you leave your comments below. Cheers, Abs, for doing that. End that capture.
Yeah.
Cheers. So before we take the calls, so capture this for us, please. This is what we have to. We need to get in the habit. We need to capture these things. There's a reason we have to do this. Anyway,
That's right.
so
Ross, make sure you listen.
Emre Aubameyang,
Lovely.
12 goals this season. I was actually looking at his statistics last night. It's 31 Premier League games, 22 goals.
Isn't that fantastic?
And so many of them as well were in like one of the worst Arsenal teams we've seen in decades.
Yeah, man.
And in an Arsenal team that is still growing and developing and getting better. We're not talking about a Liverpool side that are the best they've been in a quarter of a century. We're not talking about the greatest Man City side in their history. We are talking about an Arsenal team in transition and a team that was failing. And he has 22 goals in 31 games. And I want to ask these questions out there of the viewers, people watching the playback, and of course you boys in the studio. And we're going to jump. I want you guys to... We'll come wait for these boys' opinions. We'll jump into the calls. But the question is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang the best striker in the English Premier League right now? 0203 606 0315. Call in and speak. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name?
Speak.
Jamie.
Who?
Jamie.
I can't hear you. What'd you say?
Jamie.
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 So I'll throw the question out to you. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, is he the best Premier League striker there is right now?
No, I don't think he's the best striker in the league. Using your what you normally say about Salah, I think he's a flat track bully. He's scored 14 goals so far this season, and only 2 of them have been against the top side. His other 12 goals have been against poor sides.
So you think he's a flat track bully?
100%.
And
Just look at all the stats for the season.
All right. And who do you support?
Liverpool.
That's obviously why.
So you agree that Mo Salah is a flat track bully this season?
So far this season he is, yes.
Okay, cool.
And you can't really say that. You can say that about Aubameyang as well. So far
can you really say that about Aubameyang? No, you flipping can't. He scored 2 goals against Tottenham. What are you talking about? That's the biggest game of the flipping season.
He scored 2 goals against the top side, and that was Tottenham. The other 12 goals against all low sides.
Okay.
No, don't do that.
But he
Don't
scored
do
the
that,
goals.
man.
So what? There's still another half of the season to go, and we're saying he's a flat track bully because he scored against Tottenham, which is our biggest game of the season. Jamie, I think you need to sit down and think about that, don't you, mate?
I mean, is this guy really denouncing what Aubameyang has done as a striker?
Okay.
Come on, man.
Give the caller the right. Go on, Jamie. What's your reply to what they've just said?
What did he say?
Oh Lord.
He basically said they said you're wrong. Explain, other than the fact that you don't think he scores enough goals against the big sides, what about his performances? What about the way he pulls defences apart, his movement, his work rate? Is that not good enough for you in the big games either?
No, because it's not really the one getting the goals before the assists or like that. It's just normally the one in the box just tapping it in.
He's a striker.
He's not really creating anything. Yeah, it's just like one of them tapping there.
Against Tottenham.
Get rid of him.
I mean, okay.
No, yo, dude, wait. So, Aubameyang's second goal against Tottenham, according to you, that's a tap-in.
Oh yeah, the 2 goals against Tottenham, they're the 2 against the top level sides, and those pretty good goals. His other 12 goals have all been against low tier sides.
His other 12 goals.
Okay, listen, you're entitled to your opinion. Thank you very much for calling us in. The interesting bit there. No, don't end the capture. Just keep it going. Yeah, the whole subject. Cheers. Sorry. I think the whole.
Listen, he's a Liverpool fan.
I'm happy.
He's a Liverpool fan.
But how come he's having beef with Salah? Isn't it?
Yeah, but he's not having beef with Salah. The problem is you can't. The problem is you can't call Aubameyang a flat track bully. Without confirming that this season Mo Salah is doing the same thing. He backed himself into a corner. That's all I was saying. But then all the Liverpool fans in the comments like he can't be a Liverpool fan because he said that. So there we go. We got any more calls on Aubameyang?
Really saying that. Surely Liverpool fans wouldn't be that.
Whoa!
Hey.
Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name?
Speak.
No, that guy hung up.
What is going on?
Put another call through, please. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name?
Speak.
My name is Ahmed.
Who do you support, mate?
I support Arsenal.
Okay, lovely. Aubameyang, is he the best striker in the Premier League for you?
Yes, of course. He should be the best striker in the league at the moment.
Over Aguero.
I just wanna make a quick note on the previous call. He told basically Aubameyang is a flat track bully just because he didn't score a lot of goals against big teams. Now my point is, for me personally, I'm a big fan of Lacazette than Aubameyang, but at the moment Aubameyang has proved in the Premier League that he is one of the best striker in the league at the moment. And yeah, he's the fox in the box. He only finishes the goals when it is near the box. Okay, that's fine. But did you see that assist he gave to Lucas Torreira? That is a world class assist. See, this is what we are getting from Aubameyang. Aubameyang, even I had doubts about Aubameyang this season, but I'm convinced he is a world-class talent. He is a world-class striker. He has been proving himself as one of the best in the world. And the stats don't lie. He is the top scorer of the Premier League.
Can I ask you one question? One question. How do you put Aubameyang above Sergio Kun Aguero?
What are you talking about?
To be honest, if you ask me, the current crop of the centre forwards in Premier League, who's the best, I would hands down Aguero is the best, and I always wanted someone like Aguero in our team. But at the moment,
thank you,
Aubameyang is the best.
Now,
we are just talking about.
Hold on. Let me just say, in this guy's defense, did you hear the big sigh that he took before he said that Aubameyang was the best? He said, "I suppose." He acquiesced. On current form, Aubameyang is playing very well. He's the top scorer, and that's what you want a striker to do: score goals against the opposition that he plays against. Now, he's not saying that Aguero wouldn't be a nice upgrade. He's not saying that Aguero wouldn't add something to the Arsenal team.
Aguero's the dude.
But Aubameyang right now, he's hot property, baby.
Well, this is what the debate's about. What I would say right now, I think he's the most informed striker in the Premier League right now. I still think the best striker is Harry Kane.
Oh Lord.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
But right now, the most informed, is Aubameyang. You can't get away from that. Now, me not saying he's the best doesn't mean I don't think he's top class. If you go back and look what I said when Arsenal signed him, go back over the last 5 years of my social media presence, I was begging for my club, Man United, to sign Aubameyang because the geezer is absolute class. But his return ratio like I said at the top of this whole stream.
Isn't Aguero injured?
What's that got to do with anything?
No, because like Aguero is currently injured, so therefore.
So you definitely can't be informed if you ain't playing.
So He shouldn't even be in the conversation. If he's injured,
What do you mean? He shouldn't be in the conversation. Exactly.
You brought him in. You brought him in.
No. If Aguero is fit, he is better than Aubameyang. The fact that Aguero is injured,
But he's not.
you shouldn't even mention Aguero's name.
But you did.
You did. We didn't.
You did.
No, I said that Aguero is the best overall. But now you're not saying that Aubameyang is the best based on form. But because Aguero is injured, no.
Hang on,
you
hang
can't
on.
say
Why
that.
did you bring him up in the first place?
Because you think he's the best. But some people won't agree with you.
Also, people are saying that Aguero fully fit and Aubameyang fully fit. Aubameyang is better than
Some
Aguero.
might. That's what this debate's about.
That makes no sense.
It does to some people. Give them an opportunity.
Why doesn't it make sense?
To articulate why?
No, why doesn't it make sense?
Because it is obvious that Aguero, based on what he's done, his clutch moments and his overall ability, he is quintessentially the best. It's not even an argument. He's the best striker in the Premier League.
He's been brilliant, but what you also have to admit is that some players will hit a ceiling and start to regress. So you can be the best like 2 years ago, but there comes a point where you won't maintain and always be the best.
With a new striker playing for another team who's English,
I think
who gets the golden boot at a World Cup, comes in and outscores you.
Or against Panama and Tunisia. Cool.
But if you're the top scorer in the Premier League for seasons consistently, what does that not give you a claim to say that you're the best striker in the Prem? You're a child. You are an absolute
I think
child.
what stands out for Pierre here, and again, I think he's the most informed player in the Premier League, one of the best strikers, is 22 goals in 31 games, playing for last season, which you could only describe as an exceedingly average Arsenal.
Okay.
And this year, a transitional improving Arsenal. Can you imagine this guy, in terms of returning goal return and doing what a striker's meant to do and score goals, if right now he was playing for Liverpool?
Bruv.
If he was playing for Man
That's
City,
what I'm saying.
this boy would probably be on about 18
Real
18 and 20
Madrid.
goals. Real Madrid, yeah.
He's 2 assists behind Mo Salah, who's playing for Liverpool, as we know. And is he?
No.
No. And he's a goal ahead of Mohamed Salah as well.
Let's have another call, please, through Abro on this subject matter. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name?
I'm asking you, Derry.
Yes, I'm Terry. What's your name?
Aris.
Hello, mate. How are you? Who do you support?
Arsenal.
Lovely.
Cool.
Aubameyang, is he the best striker in the Premier League, in your opinion?
I mean, he is the informed striker right now, and he is the best striker right now.
Okay, good. I agree with you on that. But who do you think is better than him overall? Discount in form, who is better than him in the Premier League?
If I put informed Aubameyang and Salah, even Aguero, in a team like Liverpool and Man City, I think Salah will be at the top, and second will be Aubameyang.
So
overall.
And where do other players? Where does Harry Kane feature in your list of top strikers?
No, if I put them all of them in form, and like if we just hypothetically thinking, we put them in, we tried them one season in one striker we put, and I think the best striker in that would be Mohamed Salah.
So Mohamed Salah first, Aubameyang second, Aguero third. Who would be your top 5? Who would make up the rest of your top 5?
Then you can say Aguero and Harry Kane.
So Salah is the best striker in the Premier League.
There we go. Appreciate your viewpoints on that. What do you agree with this?
Does he watch football? Does he watch football?
I don't know.
Has he ever seen a man kick a football? He can't have done.
No, but I think he's just doing this based off what Salah did last season, which is great. But
Mo Salah is the best centre forward in the Premier. Is he stupid?
No, I take into consideration now, just because some of the comments say he's not a striker.
He don't support Arsenal. No,
Who, that guy?
No, I'm just playing. I'm joking.
A lot of people are saying that Salah ain't a striker. Look, I think that the football has changed slightly now, and he's part of he's an inside forward.
Inside forward.
So yeah, they're all under. Maybe we should change it to striker to forward.
He has legitimately played up front this season.
Yes, in a number of games.
No doubt. So he might be turning into a striker. But to say he's the best after a handful of games there is ridiculous.
But also, this guy's
like saying Hazard's the best striker.
This guy was saying if they're all in form, he puts him at the top. So if every single one of those, so if we took Harry Kane, Aubameyang, Lukaku.
Whoa! Don't do that. Don't do that. He's a brick. You can't put a brick in there.
He's a brick.
Let me finish my sentence.
Sarah, you can't. Please.
Let me just finish. You haven't let me finish. You know what I'm even going to say. So if you took Kane, Lukaku, Aguero, Salah, and Aubameyang, all of them in their best form, do for me your 1 to 5, both of you. Start with yourself, have hope.
Hold on, let me just.
Starting with number 1.
Let me write it down.
I was even going to say, let me write that down.
Why do you have to think about this?
No, you have to.
No, you have to. You have to.
Lukaku, Aguero,
Aubameyang,
Salah, Kane. I would have put a Chelsea player in there, but there's no point. Actually, we'll throw Hazard in there as well. Top 6, go on.
No. Leave Hazard out of this.
No,
Leave
leave
Hazard out of this.
Oh, you're scared? Ooh.
No, leave Hazard out.
Leave Hazard out because
Alright, I want to do top 6.
Let's put Morata in there.
Morata in there then. We'll put Morata in there instead.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Okay, let's see.
So, can I start?
Of course, sir.
Thank you.
Go
Go
for
on,
it.
get your little pink book out.
Number 1.
Go on, George.
Okay, pink is the new cool, by the way. Sergio Aguero, number 1.
Sergio Aguero 1.
Aubameyang 2.
Yep.
Harry Kane 3.
Yep.
Salah 4.
Yep.
And the brick amongst all bricks, Morata.
Where's Lukaku?
Oh, sorry.
Didn't even put him on the list, bruv.
Lukaku, then Morata.
Okay.
So Aguero, Aubameyang, Kane, Salah, and then way down Lukaku. Then
so you
even
rate
from
Harry
them-
Kane above Salah? I respect you on that.
Yeah.
Go on, Adam. What's your list?
He's been doing it for years, so you know.
Okay. Harry Kane, number 1.
Number 1.
Number 1 over Aguero.
Let the man speak.
Oh my God! Over Sergio,
Let
that
the
is
man
insane,
speak, bruv.
Absolutely insane. That is disgraceful. Fair enough. Speak.
Harry Kane, thank you for your permission. Sergio Aguero second. A close second. Aubameyang third, naturally. Lukaku fourth. Yeah. Morata fifth. And Mohamed Salah.
There is gonna be some piss boiling, bruv.
Let
You
it
mean
boil.
that?
Let it boil.
So you out?
He's not a striker. How can he be the best striker where he's not a striker? Doesn't make sense.
You're putting Salah below Morata.
You heard what I said, and I did not stutter.
Have you seen Morata play recently?
Yeah.
Morata has redefined what it means to be. a
I'll
brick.
do mine for you. Mine's very
Go on.
simple. Harry Kane number 1,
Oh,
Aguero number 2, Aubameyang 3, Salah 4, Lukaku 5th, Morata 6th. I think that pretty much matches yours.
Almost, apart from Kane.
Kane.
Almost matches mine.
I
Apart
put,
from Kane.
oh yeah, I put Kane first. Yeah, opposite way
Yeah,
around.
no,
to
but
yours.
you're just pretty close.
But yeah,
similar.
pretty close there. Adams, damn.
Adam, bro.
Fair play. Listen,
This Liverpool fan's gonna go crazy, man.
listen, you guys, give us your views and opinions
these
on
guys are
Aubameyang,
foul.
whether you think he's the best in the Premier League or not. Thanks for capturing that, Abro. Let's
That's
just,
over.
let's just jump into some calls now and see what some gooners out there are saying.
Speak.
Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name?
Speak.
Hello, I'm trying to call you guys for a little few weeks now. I'm excited to talk about this subject in particular.
Good.
Oh.
The Aubameyang subject.
Yeah, I'm a United fan, by the way, so we won't mention Lukaku for too much longer.
Yay!
Yeah, what do you make of Aubameyang? Best striker in the league for you?
I might go a little bit further and just say you guys in the summer had a conversation with a gentleman that's not there now. I can't remember his name, so you'll have to forgive me. We're talking about whether or not the Prem was the best league or not. I think with the quality of the Prem right now, we could put some of our strikers here and scrap that discussion over them, maybe Ronaldo and Messi, and talk about them as maybe some of the best in the world. And the advantage that Aguero and Aubameyang have is that they've both been strikers for top clubs elsewhere. So I do feel, for me, especially if you put into context of what Harry Kane's role is for the team and how often Aubameyang has come on, not with great frequency, but with quite a few times he's been on with other people that have been expected to contribute towards goals. And the amount of time he's been in the league, I think it does have to be between him and Aguero fit, we'll say, if you're talking overall as a forward. But in terms of just goals scored, I think it's extremely close. I think him, Kane, and Aguero are very, very close to being just below that level to say that they're maybe the top in the top 5 of the world, let alone the Prem.
Okay, so let me just ask one quick question. You're building a team, super team. You've got your midfielders and your defenders, and you can only pick one striker out of this list. Which is the one striker that you would pick and why?
So I can build a team. So I'm playing Football Manager.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in that case, for me personally, I would only ever build a team with my striker with to have one job, and that's to put the goal in the net. I feel like if I can put an attacking midfielder, etc., I can have the best of all of the positions in every other position. I just want someone to put the goal in the back of the net, then I have Aubameyang over Sergio Aguero. And that's coming from someone that watched him at Atletico when he was playing with Fulham, watched him coming up and seen him through Man City as well. Even though I'm a United fan, I can still respect that he's an extremely good player.
I get your answer in terms of it's about what you want that function of that striker to do. The reason what I love about Harry Kane as an example is that he's a great finisher. Like, they're all great finishers. What I love about Harry Kane is how he can drop deep and how he plays on the ball. Out of everybody we've mentioned, I like what he does is the hold-up play as a striker. And I would want someone like him, because what I want from my wide men and from my midfielders is for them to run on from deep. Again, it's how you want your team to perform depends upon the striker you want, which is why I always say to people when it comes to these debates, you can have the statistical debates are very black and white. Well, one scored more than the other, that makes his output better. But when it comes down to who you would prefer, you always look at it from a preference point of view. How you would like to see your team perform, how you like your strikers to behave, and sometimes just how aesthetically pleasing they are on the eye. It's why some people are always going to prefer a winger like Hazard to a wide man like David Beckham, because Hazard is more exciting. Is what battery on?
You could argue that is why we don't see the wide men like Beckham as much anymore.
Yeah.
No, that's true. No, I mean, but for me, I think I do get what he does say, that because I think if you're building like a super team where you can just get all the players you want, I just feel as far as just natural goal scoring. Because remember, I was watching Aubameyang back at Dortmund. We all were. I just think he's the most natural gifted goal scorer in that.
I hear that, but the only thing is, again, it depends on how you want your team to play. Because if there's one thing that's always true, is that pace scares defenders, and Aubameyang has that in abundance. Mo Salah, if I was building a team, I would probably have him in there as a striker as well. Because bar Varane and maybe Van Dijk, I don't know many centre backs that have a lot of pace that can deal with that.
And like Kane has no pace whatsoever. Very good on the ball and everything, but he has no speed whatsoever. So that's not really going to scare defenders.
Can I just rebuttal that? Because you say like the way you want your team to play and all that, and even if you do have this dream team, you will not always get your way. And on the occasions in which you don't get your way, who's going to give you the multitude of options? Exactly. And like the gentleman said earlier, I'm not sure that Mo Salah really is a striker, so I don't even consider him into that list personally. If I was building a Premier League team, he'd be on the wing. But if Aguero's great in that final third, he's excellent in that final. He's probably the best of that list that you gave in the final third. But if I'm looking at the whole pitch and the whole game against all the teams in the Premier League, I would personally pick Aubameyang.
Do you know what I'd say there about your point about pace? That's the one advantage over a Harry Kane compared to all those other players, because he doesn't rely on pace. As he gets older, I believe he'll continue to score more goals, where the others, a lot of them only get to the positions they get to and beat a man because of their pace. And it's why a great Premier League striker like Teddy Sheringham lasted a lot longer than his counterparts the same age as him, who they had more than just pace. But once a pace man's legs go, look at defenders as examples. Once their legs go, they don't last as long as a John Terry, because John Terry could never rely on pace. I think that's the one. If you
Aguero doesn't rely on pace, though. He does not rely on pace.
If Aguero's legs go, I don't think he'll be as effective as someone like Harry Kane.
Do you know how skillful Aguero is?
Yeah, but you need legs still. But you need legs.
Yeah, you underestimate that even though he might not get, he's not like a speed merchant. Like, it won't affect him as much as, with great respect to Michael Owen, he still needs that yard to accelerate away from the defender after he's made that excellent touch. Harry Kane, of those people, I think Alan Shearer would be the most sweating about his record, even though if you think about it, Aguero's been here for quite a long time now and doesn't look like he's slowing. I would completely agree that once they're all, when we're looking at this in 10 years, Harry Kane might still be banging in 20-odd goals a season. The rest of them, and I think Aubameyang will probably be
especially if he follows Pochettino to Man United in the summer. Yeah, well, we'll see. But no, I think that it's one of those things. Harry Kane at the moment, what I love about Harry Kane is that the first season it was a one-season wonder. Can he do it again? The second season it was, can he do it against the big teams? Then he started doing it against the big teams, and could he do it in the Champions League? Then could he do it in the Champions League? Yes. Can he do it internationally? He started doing it internationally. Now that
yes, and now he's done it internationally. You're saying, oh, it's only Panama and blah blah blah.
World Cup semi-final.
Shut up.
Like, actually, Harry Kane he has still yet to have that real great moment.
But Messi fouled in a World Cup final, didn't he? But it doesn't mean that Messi is not one of the greatest players, if not the greatest player of all time.
But Messi has done so much club-wise to not.
But he's at a better club than Harry Kane.
Before I go,
sorry, go on, mate.
Because that I missed you when you guys were having the Messi versus Ronaldo debate. I feel like coming on again. I just want to say, whilst you're talking about Harry Kane, the only thing that you could talk about with Harry Kane at this stage is if you're debating him as a complete forward. Mario Gomez scored something like 40 to 50 goals one season in the Bundesliga, and ESPN and the I think it's Pokal, that the whatever the TV channel is, did their goals of the month and the goals of the season, and he didn't have a single one in there, but he scored that amount of goals. So does it matter? I think when people are talking about Harry Kane now, they're asking about what else can he add his game, and Thierry Henry challenged him to add more assists, but I think at some point, if you're performing excellent above beyond your role, if you score 40 goals but you only get 5 assists, does anyone really care? I think Harry Kane's going in completely the right direction, and I think that we do keep asking too much of him.
I think what I like as well is that people often, when they talk about Harry Kane, their rebuffals against how good he is are always, but what will he do this? Will he do that? They're talking like he's it's like they're debating old players. So it's like Harry Kane has still got many years left to produce in semi-finals and in finals and for England. Like, you've got to think from England's point of view. I mean, it was their first semi-final in a World Cup since 1990. And yes, he wasn't great in it. But I think England have gone on to improve as a team and a unit since then. I think if England now played in that semi-final again, I think you'd see a better performance from England because they've moved forward, there is more confidence, and that's got to go into things. And also, I think Harry Kane at some point needs to leave Tottenham and go to a club with a more elite winning mentality, because I think at the moment they're quite happy to celebrate him being the Golden Boot winner. They'll have their picture taken with it. And I think I want him to go somewhere that success is only deemed by winning major trophies, and I think that will have the knock-on effect. But as you say, for what Harry Kane has achieved thus far, phenomenal. And you know, people say, "Oh, you're only saying that because he's English and you're English," but you say that, but that's such a nasty thing to say.
No. I think it goes past that. I think people that are saying that have to like rein that in a bit.
No, for me, I just know. Look, man, I still call Iwobi the Nigerian man, and I do respect English people to support your own, and I think that's something that you should feel prideful of. And Harry Kane is an amazing talent; he's world class. But I just think when we talk about the top dogs, you have Lewandowski, you have Suarez, who have earned their stripes. And even Aguero as well. But I think Harry Kane, he can get there, but I just think there's still a gap between Harry Kane and Lewandowski and Suarez, who for me are the elites of the elites with regards to strikers. So Harry Kane has some ways to go.
Of course, look.
I'm sorry, if you were playing Football Minds, you would buy Robert Lewandowski over Harry Kane?
Hell yes!
You are a fool!
Lewandowski, talent-wise, is insane.
But would you buy him now over Harry Kane?
But, I'm not talking about is he better than him. I'm saying, if we're still discussing who you could have, you've got 1, maybe 2 seasons, but Harry Kane could still go on to be much better. You'd still buy Robert over Harry.
Watch him dance. You've made him dance.
Okay. You know what?
This guy's about to shack
what
you
you raised, I perhaps would go with Harry Kane based on the years that I will have of him. But still, people can't sleep on the ridiculous value of Lewandowski.
As good as Pochettino is, let's say you gave him Carlo Ancelotti, Harry Kane, or someone of the very highest level. Let's say Pep, as much as it hurts me to say now he's Man City manager. He might go on and add layers to his game that we don't even know are there yet.
True.
And then you look at Lewandowski in the 2 seasons he got out of him versus the decade, as we were discussing, because he doesn't need his pace, Harry, that you could have got out of Kane.
Do you know what's interesting with Harry Kane as well, though?
That is
do you know who if he stays at Spurs, he might win, let's just say over the next however many years, he might win a league title there. He could win a cup trophy. If England keep improving, he might even win a Euros or a World Cup. He could win 1 or 2 trophies in his career. If people just throw out, Lewandowski and Suarez and Rooney and all these have won all this much more, it's like, Totti at Roma, does it not? It doesn't make him any less world class and brilliant because he stayed at Roma his entire career. If Totti in his heyday would have moved to a Juventus or a Real Madrid, Barcelona, or Man United, he would have won a lot more trophies. He probably would have had more opportunities in more semi-finals and finals to have those clutch moments. But he decided to stay at one club. Like, I don't look at Totti and think you're less of a quality player because you didn't move to a big club.
It's not about trophies. I never mentioned. But
you know, you mentioned clutch moments. The problem, the point I'm making is that Totti was a world-class striker, one of the best ever. But he wasn't playing in a team because it's a team sport. You're not talking about a boxer or a tennis player. You know, if Harry Kane was a boxer, he'd be at a level where he could win numerous world titles. But he's in a team. It's about how good the club is, about how good the collective unit are.
Well, can I respond to that argument then?
Yeah, go on.
If then you're talking about this argument comes up a lot in terms of best versus greatness, and greatness is can easily be quantified by the different situations and scenarios you did it, and that's why someone like Zidane, who did it across 3 nations and obviously internationally, is held in such high regard.
Agree.
Whereas, and it's the one thing that maybe could be held against Messi, that he stayed at a club that he knows how they're playing his entire career. But I think it doesn't make Messi not great, and nor would it make Harry Kane not great, but I think he could be greater if he was to go somewhere else.
I like that. But equally, there's another side to that as well. Because to stay in one place for so long and keep yourself motivated and at the top of your game, it's why when you listen to people speak, it's why Sir Alex is the greatest manager for me. Because to stay in one place for so long and maintain that same level and that same standard, don't shake your head, because
listen, because I was meant to go about 5 minutes ago, you got the mic in the air.
Let me explain what I mean by that. If you sit there and go through, again, whether this is education, whether this is business, whether this is sport, go there, staying in one place for so long and maintaining the higher levels of standards and achieving the goals that are required to keep that business or that academic department or that sporting team at the highest levels is so hard to do and so hard to keep things motivated. It's why you look at other great managers, it's 3 or 4 years somewhere and then they move on somewhere else, because it's easier to remotivate and rejuvenate a new group of people than it is to reinvent the same thing over and over again. So I think I get your point. And that's why if you look at how long people stay in jobs, if you look how long people do things for, they move around quite quickly, because it's like, I've been doing this a few years now. I want to do something else. I want to experience somewhere new because I'm a little bit unmotivated. It's human nature to do that. The psychology required to maintain brilliance and excellence in one place for such a long period of time is what makes Sir Alex Ferguson considered by all his peers the greatest club manager of all time. So I think from a player point of view, you should be able to apply that same logic. You should be able to apply that same logic. Now, I'm not saying that going to 3 different... Is that what? So that makes Ronaldo better than Messi then, doesn't it, have hope? By that logic. You're saying no. You're saying no to my point, but...
The greatness discussion is if you come in... the Ronaldo versus Messi thing is the greatness discussion. I think with the gentleman in the shades was talking with you about it, where you had quite a long debate about this, and you ultimately came down to what you wanted for you. But I think the greatness and the best thing are not the same thing. I think Messi could easily be the better player than Ronaldo, and I'm a Ronaldo fanboy. But when you're talking about greatness, Ronaldo has proved it across more standards.
I understand that, and I get that. I'm just pointing out that so Sir Alex Ferguson, yes, he did do it in Scotland, and he said at United for 25 years. So I think what Fergie did at Man United for 25 years is a better achievement than if he would have gone to 3 different clubs in 3 different leagues and achieved the same results. Because I think maintaining and rebuilding the club over and over again is a harder achievement, because most people haven't done. I'm sorry,
could you say that again? I didn't quite hear you. If Sir Alex has moved...
So if Sir Alex Ferguson would have moved to 3 different countries,
right,
and achieved, say, whatever he achieved at Man United, just divide that between 3 different countries and 3 different teams, I think that's less of an achievement than standing... Let me finish. Than standing one place and achieving it. Do you know why? Because nobody's done what Fergie's done. Other people have done it at 2 or 3 different clubs. There's more managers that have been successful across 3 or 4 leagues than have done it for 1 club for a quarter of a century. That makes it a harder achievement. Otherwise, more people would have done it.
I would say that whilst I'm a great Man United fan, I do think Sir Alex Ferguson is the greatest manager of all time. Not just club, just all time. But if he had done that in, let's say, hypothetically 5 different leagues and cultures and nations, that is, and achieved the same success. So he's winning the equivalent in 5 different nations. I think that would be a far greater achievement. I understand what you're saying. I just want to bring back to Kane real quick. I think for a player it's difficult because they've got such a short time.
I get that. Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Wait, Colo, what's your name?
I'm sorry, Ryan. Nice to meet you guys.
Ryan, no,
Well done.
It's a great call.
Great call.
He's brilliant.
Best call I've ever had.
And do you know what I love about the call the most?
Call.
Do you know what I love about this guy? He's a great call. And what I love about it is I love the nuance you brought, and I love your opinions. And I don't overly disagree. I think, as you say, going across different cultures of football, I think it is another level of greatness, which is why I think Ronaldo is a greater football player than Messi. And you just said it, you can't disagree with it anymore, Halfo. This caller has literally proven it wrong. Equally, I'm just throwing out a little bit of
just to that gentleman, like if you were talking about the best players of all
I'm not.
time,
I'm saying greatest. I always say Ronaldo is the greatest ever.
But when we're talking about greatness, it's a different. And I completely think that Ronaldo needs to be in that conversation of the GOAT. I think because Messi's staying in one place does hurt his argument.
No, mate, I agree with that completely. I really appreciate your call. Thank you very, very much.
No, great. No, because I think the beauty about that caller, again, not to diss the other callers because all callers are great, but the beauty about that is that this is a man who I know watches football. Not just Premier League.
Yeah, I get
he
that.
He has a world view of football. But you just know that this guy is very well informed beyond just the Premier League.
I agree, and I like his opinions. But I think on that,
it's a black thing. Don't worry.
What are you fist bumping about?
It's a thing.
I actually don't know. I think we're just happy about the call.
I love about it because this guy has he's literally ruined your argument that Messi is greater than Ronaldo, and you've agreed with him. So can you now admit that because Ronaldo, so I get it's interesting because I'm actually backing you a bit here. You disagree with my point. I was actually trying to help you. Ronaldo is a greater player than Messi.
You know what I'm going to say?
Yes or no?
How many goals in World Cup knockouts do these both people have?
Okay.
Until they score one, I don't want to hear about any of these two players. I couldn't care about them. Don't call them goals.
Sorry. So you've just agreed with this caller that because I need to get this all out. Okay. So you've just said greatness is if you go across multiple cultures, multiple leagues.
Cultures, okay.
And leagues, yes.
Okay.
Spain's a different culture to England, right?
Okay.
So if you go across multiple cultures, multiple leagues, multiple systems.
He played for Real Madrid.
Okay.
Cool.
Answer my questions, right? If you... Okay. Did you just agree with this caller?
To an extent, not fully, but to an extent.
So Fergie staying in one place and achieving what he did with Man United is a better achievement than what Guardiola's done in multiple countries. Yes or no?
Difference. They're both at the same different achievements, both at the same level.
So what's
Fergie did for?
Sir, just answer the question.
So what's greater? What is greater? What staying in one place over the course of time and achieving brilliance, or going to multiple leagues and cultures, achieving the same level of successes? Which is harder? Which is the greater achievement? Not the best, but the greater achievement. Based on what this caller said.
For me, they're both at the same. In my view, they're both at the same. But I do get what the caller said. No,
but you
what is harder?
I feel like we would respect you more.
Hang on.
If you just admitted that you're wrong.
But you sat there and you were laughing at this guy as if he was proving me wrong on something. And I didn't. He's entitled to what he considers to be greater. I'm considered for what I consider to be greater. And I think there are multiple elements. I think maintaining a level of success in one place for a long period of time is such a hard thing to do motivationally. Like a change is as good as a rest. When you go somewhere new, it rejuvenates you.
Okay.
So that's why staying in one place for so long is very hard. That supports your Messi argument. But you've just sat there and be like, no, disagree with Terry to make the caller look better. You didn't need to do that because he looks great. But you've ended up shooting yourself in your own foot. So Ronaldo's achievement of doing it in multiple countries makes him a greater club player than Lionel Messi doing it in one place.
That's
So, you can you say that out loud? That Cristiano Ronaldo is a greater club football player than Messi over the course of their careers. Can you say that out loud, please?
I can't say that out loud. I can't.
But you agree with it.
I can't do it.
But you agree with it.
It's too complicated. The argument. But you just
sat there. I did this on absolute purpose. Sat there saying that I did it to put you in a corner, and I love it.
Do you know why it's nuanced? Cristiano has gone to Real Madrid and Juventus. So I'm supposed to now give Cristiano credit for going to Juventus. How many leagues have Juve won in a row? 7 in a row. So I'm supposed to give this guy credit for winning. Get the hell out of here, man. Give me a break, man.
I see what you're trying to do.
Move to AC Milan or Fiorentina. Nah. Ain't giving him that. Cristiano.
I see what you're trying to do.
Win the flipping Champions League, then we can talk.
We're not buying it. It's okay.
Win the Champions League, then we can talk.
You've
lost. The
comment here from the knowledge says Terry just said it's harder to stay in one place, and that's why Fergie is the best. But then agreed that Messi isn't greater than Ronaldo because he's staying in one place. I think that Ronaldo is great because of what he's achieved elsewhere. I think what Fergie has done as well.
But Ronaldo is better than Messi?
No, but I'm not saying it's either or either. I'm sitting there and saying that I think that it's very hard to stay in one. But that's why I look at Cristiano Ronaldo and I think that what he's done is brilliant. But Fergie has done it in different leagues.
No, he has. Yeah.
Fergie, he was the manager that disrupted the power control in Scotland between Celtic and Rangers with Aberdeen. So he has done it in other places. I do feel.
Don't say numerous. you know. So.
It's okay, 2 other places he's done it in. So he's done it in 2 different leagues, and you can't put Aberdeen on the same level as say Manchester United in terms of their ability. In terms of, so he did it with a much smaller level club, and he has delivered. I'm pointing out that there are both sides hold weight. I'm saying that you sat there and categorically agreed that going across multiple countries and nations is what greatness is defined upon. That's your opinion. I actually think you can look at both and argue them equally. You were like, no. That one is greater. So at least you've admitted to us that Ronaldo is the greater player than Messi. Thank you very, very much for doing that.
Club football, yeah.
Club football. Internationally, like
Messi,
probably as well.
Messi is the best club football player of all time. I know it. You know it.
Why are you doing this? Just accept what's happened. You've lost.
You know Messi is the best club player.
I don't know.
I've got to respond to a guy who said, yes, Dundee did win the league in Scotland the year before Aberdeen did. But Aberdeen, they won the league, and then they went on to create European success as well.
They did.
So you put both those factors in. And then if you go back and listen to commentators of Scottish football in those times, Aberdeen got to themselves consistently to the same levels as Celtic and Rangers, who outweigh. It's a bit like Leicester City, for instance. They won a league one year and then they died away pretty quickly. Aberdeen got to the same level as the big boys and stayed there until Fergie left, basically. So it's more than just winning titles. It's about the competitiveness of it as well. But listen, we could all have different opinions on what great. I tell you, my actual definition of greatness is consistency. So I don't agree. I take,
so not moments. It's just being consistent.
But if you're consistent, you have great moments. They're all part of that. But for me, it's why I put Messi and Ronaldo as the greatest 2 ever, because they've done it over such a long period. Because they both have
consistently great moments.
So I get both arguments about, in terms of, okay, if you go to like 6 different countries and deliver is amazing. I also think it's massively hard to stay in one place. Unless the irony is you're never going to know which is harder because you can't do both. But equally, for me, it's the most consistent thing. So the managers that stay around for 20 years and remain consistent are the greatest managers and win the major trophies. The players...
Just call them great at club level. Don't call them great overall, because they've been World Cup flops.
Who?
Yeah.
Cristiano and Messi, they are World Cup bombs. Call them great club-wise consistent. Internationally, they've been losers internationally, so you can't call them great.
Ronaldo hasn't.
No, he hasn't. Ronaldo hasn't. Internationally, he hasn't.
But anyway, Aubameyang is the best striker in the league.
Thank you all for tuning in. Take care of yourselves and God bless. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Speak.
That's a good show.